When I first heard of Bloodborne, I thought to myself, oh crap, here we go again, soon to see lots of rage quits on YouTube in the coming months of its release. I always said to myself, I won't be buying that game due to its infamous words of, it's a very hard game. But I thought to myself, then again, that what makes a game after all. Of course, From Software games are not known for an overpriced budget like most games today, or even known for having famous actors in them, but only known for the gameplay, which every game should be its main focus. With Bloodborne, it's no obsession. Here's my review for Bloodborne. I've beaten the game 3 times now. 3 times, 3 endings. I won't spoil the ending here, but here's my take on things. Now, this is only my opinion, so please respect it, as I respect any other opinions on this game throughout YouTube or anywhere else. When you start the game, you are a hunter, known for hunting beasts and clearing out cities of plagues and disease such as this one. A plague that swept the city into a crazy field of worship, addiction, of blood consuming, and more. Blood plays a big part in this game along with the Great Ones and the Healing Church. I must say, it's hard at times to think who's good and who's bad, or is everyone bad, or is it just me? I won't spoil the endings, but there's one good ending, one kind of bad ending, one bad and oh my god kind of ending, and really that's all I can say, which I am still figuring out what those endings mean. The story to this game is more harder to understand than the Soul series per se, but I need more knowledge about the game story than I can remember from playing the game 3 times. But all I can say is that the story will have like a wait, what? Oh wow, damn, that's sad kind of moment. It reminds me of Silent Hill dark twisted story and world, but the story is more of sadness rather here. It's more of sadness and darkness, the best of both worlds if you ask me. The most known aspect of From Software games have to be its ruthless and how in the hell am I supposed to get past this bullshit gameplay. The title of these games are always resolved around death. Most likely, if you heard of these games, you heard how people are saying it's extremely hard and unfair kind of difficulty. Well, to tell you the truth, it's all mind games. To the player, of course. I've always said if a player goes into a game hearing the word hard, then they'll go into the game thinking nothing but that. But for me, it was a different tale. I beat the first optional boss on like my 3rd try, and the actual first boss on my 1st try, which lots of people died to and had constant trouble with, even veterans of the series. To be completely honest with you, and I'm not bragging anything when I say this, I never died too much in the game either. No joke, the only time I died it was when I was trying to run to a boss, ignoring the enemies, or getting gangbanged by them in a corner. I never died to an enemy all because he or she was too hard or difficult. I have to say, this game is crazy fun though. You'll get used to everything from dodging at the right point. The gameplay is more smooth and fast paced and heart beating than the Dark Souls series, but that's what makes this game uniquely different from those two. The graphics in this game is absolutely beautiful, so beautiful at times that I was attacked by an enemy for staring at a view just a bit longer than I was supposed to. Whether you like giant, huge, bright, beautiful moons to weird, creepy, foggy, and eerie bridges with moody music to go along with it, not to mention the attention to detail that this game has is unreal. You'll be surprised at some things that you'll see that you haven't seen on previous consoles, such as every eyelash on your character, every little string of hair in the enemies and of your character, of course. Every little piece of string in your clothes is also visible to the player. brightly lit fire, electricity, the list goes on and on. Everything in this game is absolutely so beautiful. So much attention to detail that it is crazy and unreal in the past series. In the other Soul games, you either level up by the Maiden in Black or the Emerald, or at a bonfire. This time around, a new NPC called the Doll levels you up, but this time it's called Blood Echoes, not Souls, but people still say Souls because they play the Soul series so much that they're kind of just used to saying Souls. When leveling up, you choose what kind of build best fits you, and that can really determine your playstyle and your effect against different enemies and bosses in the game. Bloodborne is an RPG game after all, and what would that be without a great leveling up system? This time around, the gameplay tones down a lot on lots of specs from Dark Souls, taking away things like faith, dexterity, intelligence, and more, but now only leaving the simple and understandable things like health, stamina, skill, and so on. It's easier to understand for newcomers like me, but the only thing that they added new is the new blood tinge, which scales with gun damage. And there's only one weapon that you get in the game later on, and it's kind of a pain to get to that really scales with that skill, but it's really worth it in the end if you really want to go for that skill. But be aware that it'll take you quite a few hours to get that weapon. This game has some of the most scariest, messed up gothic enemies I have ever seen. From your standard talking human-like guys, to slimy guys, to giant brain guys with eyeballs. What's really interesting about some of the enemies in the game is that some of them require a bit of a lore or a little bit of a background story to understand them more. I still have a lot to learn from them. I wouldn't really underestimate any enemy in the game, or you'll really end up losing lots of souls like I did. I end up losing 100,000 souls, which is to gain currency for leveling up and buying items and repairing them and such. And I end up losing all that just for playing around with random enemies. But this game has some of the most weird and disgusting enemies that'll just make you rub your head at night and be like, what the fuck was that? I have to say, this is the most fun and thrilling game I have ever played. It reminds me of how difficult games used to be a thing, but now it's overrun by easy and predictable moments in the game that we know of today. Challenging games are the best thing to experience in gaming, a sense of accomplishment. You look at things a lot differently than you would before of overcoming something that is too hard. But the director of this game Miyazaki once said, games should stop being like movies and movies should stop being like games. And I 100% agree with him. Games are meant to be fun and experience the thrilling of the ride and a challenging experience. Now it's really all about Michael Bay kind of movies and there's a big secret conspiracy story behind this game, or it's really about, all the stuff that's going on. It's government, it's war. It really feels like a movie at times with games today, but this game really takes you back to the time where you can feel like, hey, this is a video game, and that game is not a video game. For me, I really have no flaws about this game, to be completely honest with you. This game is really great, and I have to say, it's even perfect. The story could have been explained a bit better, but that's how the series has always been. It's pretty much you have to play multiple times to find out about, and I don't mind because it really adds for replayability. If replayability is a form of replaying the game again just to see what the story's about, then I'm on down for it. Like I said earlier, I beat the game over 3 times, but I really still don't understand the story fully, even after looking at multiple videos on YouTube or explaining the story. And I feel like this game is going to be just a legend and a thing to remember. So I have to say, Bloodborne is absolutely perfect for me. I have no flaws about the game. The game does sometimes suffer from load times, but it's not really a big problem since it had been patched not too long ago. It's a perfect game for me. The PvP, I didn't really get a chance to really talk about that, but the PvP is really good. It's not really bad in some spaces. The camera sometimes can get really shaky in certain situations, but it's really a good game. The bosses in the game is really memorable for me. They're so fun and challenging. I found every boss in the game to be quite easy, except the second to last final boss. It's a really fun game. I have no really negative anything to say about it. I give it a perfect 10 out of 10, and yes, it is a perfect game for me, and I cannot wait to experience what Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin has to offer. For I'll be picking up that game pretty soon, but it's an awesome, perfect game, 100%. I give it a 10 out of 10, a masterpiece. And that's my Bloodborne review, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I see you guys all on the next one. Peace out.